Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and more importantly, how you doing? So today, after a year after this happened, I am finally here to talk about my experience on the Wendy Williams Show, also known as Sal Rocha's debut on daytime television. So just a quick little backstory. I've watched the Wendy Williams Show off and on for like a couple years. I'm not like a die-hard fan, but I do enjoy her. I appreciate her ability to talk about something. A lot of people say she's mean. I've never really taken what she said as mean, but she keeps it real. You know, say what you want, but you know what? I enjoy the show, and I'm not ashamed to say it. So last year, after years of waiting, I finally took my first ever trip to New York. And it was, I can talk all day about that experience, but today is all about the Wendy Williams Show. So about a month before I left for New York, I was like signing up for all the shows, like the Wendy Williams Show, The View, and coincidentally, the first show to email me saying that I was accepted was the Wendy Williams Show. And the fun thing about applying to go see the Wendy Williams Show is that they asked for a picture of you, which I thought was really funny. But you know, that was what it was. So on the day of, I got like all the information. You had to be there at a certain time. I don't remember exact timings, but we'll get there as the time goes. So I was staying at a hotel called the Trip Hotel, and I would recommend you don't stay there if you're in a big group. The rooms are kind of small. It looks cool. But I don't know if everything in execution was as good as it should have been. But keep in mind, it was a small room. I was in there with 4 other guys, my friends, Austin, Bryce, and some other guy who I honestly don't remember who it was. And so we were staying there. It was a school, university, college trip. And so we were down there, and I got up super early to get ready for the Wendy Williams Show. I was getting ready that morning. And fun little fact, the shirt I was wearing was very similar to a shirt like this, and the side of it, literally I was moving and it ripped. It was like ripped. And I was so determined to wear it that I was like, you know what, I don't care. And I put this green jacket over it so you couldn't tell. But when I show clips later, the side of the shirt was, no, it was this side, was just ripped. And you can't tell, but I'm proud of it. So I was at the Trip Hotel, and coincidentally, it was not that far from where I was staying. The Wendy Williams Show was not that far from the hotel, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna walk. So I left that morning and I walked. It was maybe about a 10-15 minute walk. It was a straight shot down. And so I get to, what is the official address? 221 West 26th Street. And so there is a line outside, and I didn't get there too early because I wasn't as concerned about, like, you know, seating. I was like, I have a ticket, I'm gonna see it, you know, it's fine, cool, whatever. So, the way to think about it, there's like a giant line, and the middle of it is, there's no line there because that's where the door is. Like, for like the actual like workers at the studio to go in. So, like an idiot, I thought for some reason the second line was for people who didn't get tickets and were on the wait list. And so I like got in the first line and they yelled at me and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then I was in the back of the line and we were waiting there for a while. I think I got there a little, maybe earlier than I remember, but I remember I was there by myself because my friends were sleeping. They were coming, coincidentally, I was seeing The View the next day, and that's when my friends were coming with me to see a show. But the Wendy Williams Show, I went by myself, and the lady who I was standing in front of had, oh God, she was so sweet, and she had the thickest Brooklyn accent I've ever heard in my life, and I just thought it was adorable. And she was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher this, how I do my accent, but she was like, I think it's great that they do this for us here in New York and for everyone, that we come together and we can come see this show and it's free, you know, it's cool, it's great, it's fun. I almost picture Rosie O'Donnell like that. So then after a certain amount of time, they lifted, it was like a garage door, like, and it's on the other, towards the front of the line. This garage door comes up, and they kind of herd us in like cattle, I would say. And you go down this ramp that's like really steep, all to come to one metal detector. To like, you know, make sure that you're not a threat. So then you get down, you're basically down in the basement of this building of, I don't know what this, Harper's? No, that's not the name. It could be, I don't know, of the studio. And here is why that was a good thing and a bad thing. So they shove you into this, like, I guess decently sized room, but it was definitely a little cramped. Coincidentally, on this day, it was a Wednesday morning, I had entered a bunch of like show lotteries to, you know, get into see show, like, you know, to try and see a freaking show while I was there. And I, at the time, had iPhone 6 Plus, and it was on its way out. It was on death's door as it was. And I don't know if it was just T-Mobile being the signal, but my signal was already weak just from the phone being old, and I got no signal down there. So I was, I couldn't tell if I won any lotteries or anything like that, so I was like freaking out downstairs. And then so we get down there and I'm freaking out and like at the same time, but then the guy, he comes up and like there's a guy who's announcing, he's like, by the way, today is Wednesday and that means today we do Ask Wendy, and we are going to, we need you to write your questions, and if you're picked, we'll call you over and we'll talk. And so coincidentally, at the time, I was fighting with this person who is no longer my friend. She was mad at me to this day, not really clear why. And I was like, you know what, because I'm a little bitch, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm gonna write about that and be like, Wendy, what do I do with my friend who doesn't want to talk to me on my first ever trip to New York? And coincidentally, they call a bunch of names and my name was the last name called. And basically what they were doing is that they picked a bunch of names, like a bunch of people who they, whose questions, you know, they liked, and they put us in a line towards like the back of this room. It's like hard to describe this room. And basically I could tell what they were doing right away. So two things I know. So the guy who was conducting these interviews to see how people were doing was really cute. And I was like, okay, I'll dial up the flirt in case he's gay. And number two, what I could tell that they were doing is who had an energetic personality, who could come across like well on camera, all things like that. And I was like, great, it's me, it's my time to shine. So I go to front and I talk to him and I just basically tell him like, you know, my thoughts, my feelings, and how it is. And then they like sent us back all for a little bit. And then I was coincidentally with these two sweet women, and it was like an older lady and her mother had just turned 90 something, and they came to the show together and they were so cute. So shout out to you guys if you ever see this video. You are adorable and you deserve the world. So then they call a bunch of names and my name was the one that was picked to do Ask Wendy. So I was freaking out. And so basically they called everyone who they picked and they said, here's the thing, we're not going to do all of you, but we have all of you just in case. And I was like, cool, fine with me, don't care. So then they take us up on this big elevator that they had people line up. I guess it was like, imagine 4 lines strict in an elevator. It kind of felt uncomfortable, again, like the shoving cattle thing, but you know, I got over it real quick. And then the whole time I'm checking my phone to try and get signal, and they're like, we need everyone to put their phones away. And I'm like, I gotta know if I won the Broadway lotteries. So we get upstairs and they take us basically where the elevator is. It's behind the stage. And you go like walk behind the stage and then come out back towards the side. So literally right as we get up on the elevator, I get signal again and a flood of emails come to my phone, and it's like, you have not been selected, you've not been selected, you've not been selected. And then I see congratulations, Sal, you won the My Fair Lady lottery for today at 2 p.m. And I was like freaking out. I'm seeing the Wendy Williams Show. I'm gonna go see My Fair Lady later. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like quickly pulling out my wallet and like trying to put in like my credit card or my debit card number, trying to, you know, get that information there, so I can do that. And then I put my phone away and I'm like, ugh. But then everyone else had their phone out, so I was just really confused and I was probably freaking out for nothing. But then they take us and they put me in a seat, and it was third row to the side. And then they're like, wait, that's not gonna work. So they moved me to the second row dead center. And when you see videos in a couple seconds, you're gonna see why this was a big deal. So then they call a bunch of us up who are selected for Ask Wendy again, and they pull us backstage. And what was so cool about being backstage, and this is like maybe 10 minutes before the show started, is that right backstage they have photos of everyone who's ever been on the show. And one of the photos on there was Joan Rivers. And I saw Joan and I was like, oh my God, and it was signed, and I was like, oh my God, it's like a piece of Joan Rivers. And I was like, ugh. And there was a photo of Kathy Griffin, and I was just like, I can't deal with this. And then who walks out but Norman, and like, I couldn't believe Norman was there. And I didn't get too much of a chance to talk to him because some lady was taking a picture with him who was back there with me. And she took a quick picture, and I was like, what can I say to him real quick? And I was like, thank you for being such a great lamb. And he was like, I know I am the greatest lamb, man, aren't I? And for those of you who are not aware, lambs aka Lambley, are the fans of the all-time superstar Mariah Carey. I'm a Lambley. Norman is part of the Lambley. We're lambs. We're good music lovers. So anyways, so then there's a lady at this point. It's like this one guy and this lady, and they're trying to like coach us, like how are we going to talk to Wendy? How are we going to do things? What can we not touch? And that was the mic. Do not touch the mic. And I was like, that's great. But so then they put us back to our seats, and oh god, it's so hard to describe because there's so much going on. There's like a DJ, there's music playing, everyone's dancing, everyone's laughing, having a good time, blah, 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 blah. And then the show, like, because they want us pumped, like that's their goal, is to get us pumped. But the whole time they're doing this, like, the lady is like talking in my ear, like, and I can't really hear anything, and she's like, how are you going to talk to Wendy? And I'm like trying to talk to her, but I'm like, there's just so much going on. They're like, don't look at the cameras when the show starts, don't do all this, and I was kind of like on audio overload at this stage of the game. And I just could not get my words out clearly enough to her because like there was just so much going on. And so then show starts, doors open, there is Wendy Williams in the flesh right in front of me. And I am just like freaking out, like it's so cool. And keep in mind, I'm dead center throughout this whole thing. So every time they pan to the audience, like I'm dead center, second row, taller than everyone around me. And you can just see me very vividly on camera all the time. They zoom in on my face at one point. It was just, wasn't aware of this until afterwards when I watched this video with my friends on YouTube. And what was so cool is that I didn't really, like I said, I didn't realize all this, but they were like, specifically, they were like, don't look at the cameras, don't look around when Wendy's talking. And like, you can see me and most of them, I'm like, wow, I'm like, there's so much stuff here to look at. And it was definitely really fun. And then in between commercial breaks, Wendy would sometimes go off stage, and then sometimes she would come. She came up on my row, and literally I was sitting. Imagine her just standing in front of me. Now, granted, she's not as tall as I thought she would be in person, but she is a very commanding presence. I will say that. And fun little fact, the outfit she was wearing that day, I didn't love it. I thought it was okay. But when she turned and was with me, there was like a little hole in her sweater. And I was like, oh, that's cute. I bet she brought that from home or something. And so the show kept going on, and it was really fun. And then the Ask Wendy section comes up, and they actually moved me to like back to like for that section off to the center stage. They told me that, they didn't tell me, but I realized that then I wasn't going to be on TV, like I wasn't going to be talking to her. But considering the fact that I was center stage and everything, I was like, you know what, I don't care. And I didn't really, like, I was just too flustered at the time to even think about that. I was just happy I was able to be seen. So then they moved me back. And then, I don't know whether this came on before, but then the guest star that day was Ryan Destiny from the show Star. Didn't know her, didn't know the show. She was cute. It was fun. And then, you know, the show ended, and then here was the thing. And the show ends, and they're like, by the way, we have Karamu Brown from Queer Eye here today. He is not going to be on the show till Friday, but he can't come in Friday, so we're filming his interview today. So Wendy's like, I'm going to go put on Friday's outfit, and then I'll be right back out. So like forever minutes later, Wendy Williams finally comes out, and Karamu Brown comes out. And keep in mind, this was also the height of the Jussie Smollett scandal and the Lori McLaughlin and that other Felicity Huffman college scandal, so that was all the rage. And I remember she asked Karamu Brown about Jussie Smollett, and he was like, I think he's innocent, and Wendy was like, I don't know about that, but yeah, it was definitely an interesting topic time for for that. And then coincidentally, I got a freebie, I got a giveaway, which was Karamu Brown's book, which I will never read, but thank you for that. And this was also my ticket that they give you. I think they gave it to me outside. I don't really know what this T meant or anything like that, because everyone was kind of seated randomly. And, you know, it was definitely a fun experience to be on the Wendy Williams Show. It was quick, it was, like, exciting. And then, you know, like, there's probably so many things I'm forgetting, but it was just a really cool experience. I remember I was trying to mouth to to Wendy. I was like, you look so good. Because, I'm a full believer, and here's my thing. I've always thought Wendy Williams was a very pretty woman. And I know some people don't think that. I do. I think there's some days where she looks incredible, and other days where I'm like, why did you pick that outfit, that wig? But I think some days she looks really, really nice, and I thought she looked really nice that day. So yeah, that was my experience on the Wendy Williams Show. It was fun. I would love to go again. I'm going to New York. I'm coincidentally leaving April 13th to go to New York, the day things go apparently back to normal and all, well, just for Broadway as far as we know, but you know, with how everything's going on with the coronavirus, you never know. So I hope to attend it again, and I hope to attend it with my friends. It was a fun experience. And also, at the end of this video, I'm tagging this on because I wanted to do it. As I said, I am never going to read this book. So I am going to host a giveaway for this book. You can enter it down below. It'll be to a, what's that? A Google Doc link or whatever it's called. You just enter your name. And then I think at, what is today? The 13th, April 1st, I am going to pick a winner for it. If you want it, great. I don't really, like I said, I'm never going to read it. So, might as well get rid of it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please tell me anything more you would like to see on my channel. I love to create more content for you guys. This was actually really fun to talk about. I would like to do a video talking about my experience on The View. But I don't think it's as interesting, and like I don't know, but it was fun. It was definitely a grand old time. So thank you guys so much again for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and follow me at Instagram. Oh my God, I forgot my username. It's either Salvador J. Rocha or Salvador Joseph Rocha. I'll just tag it down there. I recently changed it for other reasons, but thank you again for watching. I hope to talk to you guys again soon, and I hope you have a great day. Stay safe with all the health scares that are going out there right now. Wash your hands and take care of yourselves.